This construction site is not just annoying, it's also a failed investment. It was on hold for about 1 year. So I went there about half a year ago and had a look. It was completely deserted, as if all construction workers left from one day to the next. All the accommodation of the workers was empty. They had left like cement bags in the rain, everything deserted. Now they're back and construction is going on again, but just calculate how much does it cost, a 1 year delay in construction. That is easily like 5% of the overall investment volume. Just calculate the interest of all the costs that already have accrued to that time when the construction hold starts. So that is basically on hold, does not generate any revenue, but the expense has happened. And then of course the leasehold, the land, you pay for that as well, and that expense is running too. And you're not getting the profits, you're not getting any revenue either. And the leasehold often is a fixed duration, so you have less time to recoup your investment. So from a construction point of view, big disaster. Not uncommon though. Just behind my house, I have something very similar. 2 years ago, this was all very dense jungle. And then someone came and basically took down all the jungle. And they built this retaining wall to have a flat surface on top. And then nothing happened. Nearly 2 years, nothing. So now they continue with the construction. They're building 6 or 8 villas or something like that. But if you just calculate how much does it cost to have 2 years, nothing. You pay leasehold for the land, so 2 years are gone. You have construction, you have the efforts already in your books. So you have to calculate the interest on this. And you have 2 years lost on your leasehold. You get the profits later in the life cycle of that investment. So it's tremendously expensive. At least 10% just for the delay. And of course 2 years where you lost all the profits you're getting. But it's not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is really more something like PARQ Ubud. That is a couple kilometers north from here. And over there, they've built the biggest development by far in this area. So it's really huge. They have massive pool, co-working space. I'm sure more than 100 apartment units, small villas or whatever, gym, everything, restaurants, event space, everything you can possibly imagine. But about 5 years into the investment, so it has been on running now for about 5 years or so at least, and then it was shut down because it did not have a building permit or a business permit. So they did not have the permits in place, and apparently they did not bother to fix that problem either. And now the authorities have shut it down. It was all over the media. Apparently the CEO of that company was even arrested for that. And for the investors, that's probably the worst case. Not just that they're not getting any profit, they can't sell the unit either. And worst case, and it looks like that might actually happen, is they have to pay to return the whole development back to its original state, meaning rice fields. So not just that they have to pay for the land, the construction, but also the destruction of everything. From my investment point of view, I'd say that's about as bad as it gets. It's definitely closed. No one here. It really looks a bit like they have to tear it down, but you see the shops are still there, temporarily closed. There's police tape and signs. A couple people. Go check, pickup point. But no guests, no one is allowed in here. bit of a ghost town. So the entrance is blocked. In some places lights are still on. This is the sad ending of a huge development project. So big alone is not a guarantee that it's actually working and is everything clean in terms of licenses. Shocking. What can you do to avoid that? You have to do as much due diligence as possible. Purely trusting a salesperson is not enough. You have to do due diligence as much as you think is appropriate and probably a lot more. So a bit of Googling is not enough. Here in Indonesia, you probably have to hire someone who figures out who actually owns that land. It happens that people buy a leasehold from someone who doesn't even own the land. So that's one thing that can happen. Of course, a developer can be fraudulent as well. And there's also a bit of a remaining risk, even if it's a reputable developer, large company, it can still be a big problem to actually work with them, and they might rip you off, and borderline fraudulent behavior is not too unusual. So what does other customers say about the developer? Now, all the legal side is probably the most tricky part, because trusting a developer is very obvious. And you have to have like a payment schedule, all that in place. You have to negotiate the contract. As careful as it gets, can be very annoying. But the legal side here in Indonesia can be very, very tricky. And it's probably a good idea to hire a lawyer who looks at all the Indonesian language documentation, make sure everything there is sorted. You will have to have all these documents in place throughout the life cycle of your investment in case you ever want to sell it or just keep it for decades. You need to have that clean in place. So spending some money on a lawyer is probably money well spent. Now also that does not guarantee you that everything is clean, but it's probably as good as it gets. So do all these things that you can do. Do the background check on your developer, talk to other clients of that developer, are they happy? Hire a lawyer to make sure all the paperwork is clean, that the land has the right zone, all the permits are in place, all that. The fact that a large investment, a large development like PARQ Ubud did not have all the permits in place is really something that shocked everyone here in the scene pretty much. They certainly did have the money to hire a lawyer and make sure everything is clean, but somehow it still wasn't. Investments in Bali never come without risks, so please be careful, manage your risks well, don't take more risks than you can stomach, financially as well as emotionally.